The dangerous sixth zero. He loads a spinning circle, and then the balance appears. $100,042.18. The host is looking directly at the camera, tone empathetic but serious. I want you to picture the exact moment it happens. You open your banking app. You wait for the little circle to finish loading, and there it is. 6 digits. $100,000. For a second, you just stare at it, because you know exactly what that number cost you. That isn't just money. That is 6 years of quiet, unglamorous discipline. That is hundreds of packed brown bag lunches while your coworkers ordered Uber Eats. That is driving a reliable older car while everyone else financed a brand new illusion of wealth. Listen to me very carefully. Do not listen to that voice. Crossing $100,000 is not a finish line. It is a structural transformation in how your wealth is built. Today, we are going to talk about exactly what happens to your money when it crosses this threshold, why your strategy has to drastically change, and how to stop yourself from accidentally sabotaging your own wealth. The Charlie Munger rule and the job. The late billionaire Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, famously said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on $100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit." Why did a billionaire care so much about a measly $100,000? Because of the math. Before $100,000, your net worth is built entirely on your own physical and mental labor. You are the only one working. But the moment you hit $100,000 and invest it, your money officially gets a job. Your money has finally clocked in. Let's look at the numbers. Historically, the stock market returns about 8% annually after inflation. At $10,000, an 8% return is $800 a year. That it's not changing your life. But at $800 a year, that's nice, but it's not changing your life. But at $100,000, an 8% return generates an $8,000 passive salary. That is $8,000 passive salary. That is $667 every single month, generated without you lifting a finger, answering an email, or setting an alarm clock. Your money is now earning the equivalent of a part-time minimum wage employee who works 24/7 and never takes a sick day. And this is where the timeline of wealth building fundamentally snaps in half. If you start from zero and invest $1,000 a month, it takes a grinding 6.4 years to reach your first $100,000. But because your money has now clocked in to help you, the second $100,000 only takes 4.2 years. The third takes 3.2 years. By the time you are aiming for your fifth $100,000, it arrives in just 2 short years. You are no longer pushing a boulder up a hill. You have finally reached the top, and the boulder is starting to roll down the other side. The 3 fatal mistakes. But a rolling boulder is incredibly easy to derail. Right when people hit $100,000, they tend to make one of 3 fatal mistakes that instantly destroy their momentum. Mistake number 1, the slow bleed. This is when you are so terrified of losing your hard-earned money that you leave the $100,000 sitting in a standard savings account at a big bank earning 0.5%. You think you're playing it safe. You aren't. Because inflation averages about 3% a year, leaving $100,000 in cash me and si you acutely bleed $100,000 in cash means you are quietly bleeding $2,000 to $3,000 in purchasing power every single year. You aren't preserving wealth. You are locking in a guaranteed loss. Mistake number 2, the ambition trap. You hit $100,000 and suddenly feel like a financial genius. You think basic index funds are for beginners, so you start chasing individual stocks, options trading, or the newest crypto coin because you want to get to $1 million faster. Let me humble you with data. According to the SPIVA scorecard, over a 15-year period, 90% of professional, highly paid, active, large-cap fund managers failed to beat the S&P 500. These are people with Ivy League degrees and supercomputers, and 90% of them lose to a basic index fund. You are not the exception. Stop trying to outsmart the market. Mistake number 3, the Arrival Fallacy. This is the deadliest one. You see 6 figures, you feel rich, and you upgrade. You move into the luxury apartment. You trade in the Honda for a BMW. You inflate your lifestyle to match your new net worth. You treat the starting line like it's the finish line, and you force your money to clock out right when it was finally ready to start working for you. The Wealth Building Playbook. So, how do you actually deploy this money so you don't sabotage yourself? You follow a strict, emotionally detached order of operations. Here is your exact playbook. Step 1. Build the foundation. Take 3 to 6 months of living expenses and park it in a high-yield savings account, currently paying around 4% to 5%. This is not an investment. This is financial body armor. This ensures that if you lose your job or your car transmission explodes, you don't have to touch your wealth to survive. Step 2. Capture the free money. If your employer offers a 401k match, you contribute exactly up to that match. If they match 5%, you put in 5%. This is the only legal place on earth where you get a guaranteed 50% to 100% instant return on your money. Do not leave it on the table. Step 3. Kill bad debt. Any debt with an interest rate above 6% to 8%, credit cards, personal loans, high-interest car loans, must be eliminated immediately. You cannot out-invest a 22% credit card interest rate. Pay it off. Step 4. Exploit the tax code. Taxes are the single biggest drag on your lifetime wealth. Max out a Roth IRA so your money grows completely tax-free forever. Max out your 401k. And if you have access to it, use the ultimate cheat code, the Health Savings Account. The HSA has a triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible. Growth is tax-free. And withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. The trick? You invest the funds inside the HSA, pay for your current medical bills out of pocket, and let that money compound tax-free for decades. It is the most powerful investment account in America. Step 5. The boring finish. Whatever money is left goes into a simple 3-fund portfolio: a total U.S. stock market index fund, an international stock index fund, and a bond index fund. Look for dirt cheap expense ratios around 0.04%. That's it. No secret stock picks, no complex real estate syndications, just relentless, aggressive boredom. The resolution. I want you to take a deep breath. If you have hit $100,000, or if you are on the path and closing in on it, I want you to hear this. The hardest part of your financial life is ending. The agonizing phase of grinding, scraping, and saving pennies is over. You survived the trenches. Now, your money is finally clocking in to work alongside you. If you just stay the course, stay relentlessly boring, and let the math run, it becomes a snowball. By the time that portfolio hits $500,000, it will be producing $40,000 a year passively. And by the time it hits times $40,000 a year passively, and by the time it hits $1 million, it will be generating your entire salary year after year without you ever having to work another day in your life. You did the hard work. You built the machine. Now, your only job is to automate your investments, get out of the way, and let the machine do what it was built to do.